You know, I started my residential roofing company in 1994. It was called Anderson Reconstruction, and we incorporated a commercial roofing company called Anderson Industrial Roofing in 1996. Our niche, I think, is fluid applied systems. That's where we've kind of morphed into a coating company. We use silicone and acrylics.
Well, you know, James has been, you know, working as a contractor his whole life, and we first got married in '88, and after a few years with kids, I jumped on with him and started handling all the money part, bookkeeping and that sort of thing.
Bell Helicopters are probably our biggest account that we have right now. That we think we've done over a dozen roofs for them. One's almost 8 acres of roof, just one building.
Oh, I love working with James because he's a go-getter. He's out there, he's doing the jobs, he's selling the jobs, he's working with the customers, he's one with the customer. He, you know, and that doesn't matter if it's a small homeowner or a multi-million-dollar business. He can relate to them on every level.
You know, I'm a hands-on owner. You know, I'm mistook for labor all the time because usually I'm wearing rags and I'm working. I like to work. And
things I like about working for James Anderson, my dad, is, you know, there's you're never going to be ceased to get amazed by all the stuff that he does. And I mean, he truly is a 7-day-a-week, you know, working type of guy, and
it just tries to make sure that everything is fair, and you know, make sure that they get the best job, and from him, and he's from his heart, and they know that that's true.
I like working here because it is a family-oriented business, which kind of spills over into the way we treat our customers. We've got family that we treat each other like family, and we tend to treat our customers as family. The reason I enjoy the roofing industry is that I enjoy seeing a job start to finish. There's some self-gratification to seeing a roof in its initial stage, and then once we're done with the roof, how much better it looks, how happy the homeowner is, and I take pride in that.
The boys are great. You know, I can tell you, as when they first started, could walk up to a door. We all had them out there, it'd be all of us in a pickup truck. I'd be driving. We'd pull up to a neighborhood that had just gotten some hail damage, and we would scatter. Or they would scatter. And they would go to doors and knock on doors, and they were little, and they were cute, and they could not be denied.
Played football in high school and college, and then when all that was over, I called Dad and I said, hey, you know, I need a job.
Luke came on after college, and I was so impressed with him. He knew everything. I mean, he knew how to talk to a customer, he knew to talk to an adjuster. He wasn't afraid, he wasn't intimidated, and I was very impressed with his ability to close a job just based on what I thought was a very small learning, but he's learned his whole life. And that's the same with Bo and Jake, is they've been absorbing all this information all these years, that they're able to come in and contribute instantly.
You know, besides the fact that my last name's attached to it, you know, I feel like there's something about it that drives me, the kill what you eat, you know, the go out there and prove people wrong, because the natural assumption of a roofer, and you know, is that we're crooked. And I like meeting somebody and having a first impression with them, and them looking me in the eyes and trusting me, and me carrying out a good job and doing them a good job, and them getting a new roof, and everybody's happy.
With GACO or APOC, I'm able to fix just the area that they need fixed. A lot of these corporations, you know, they don't have budgets to completely replace the roof every time they have a problem, so we don't subcontract our labor. I carry workman's comp on everybody, and that's different for people that sub out their labor. You know, my guys that go to bail have to go through criminal history check. You know, they have to have citizenship. My son handles most of all the residential.
I remember being a little kid on one of my grandpa's jobs, and there was all these rocks. All the stonemasons that had this huge pile of rocks. It was all messy, and it was in kind of on the left side of the job. And I said, "Dad, I want to help. I want to help." And he said, "You see all those rocks over there, and all those bricks and everything?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "I want you to build a big pile towards the back." And I was like, "Okay." He said, "Pick up all that trash." So I picked up all the trash, and I made this big old pile, and I came back and I said, "I'm all done." And he said, "Okay, you see that pile that you just made? Actually, I need that pile over there, son." And he made me pick up all those rocks and all those stones and bring them closer to the actual like dumpster. Anyway, but he taught me how to do stuff that I didn't want to do, and you know, and work. If you're not there on time and you don't set a good impression, then you know, good luck. There's you know 1,000 other guys that are going to try to show up on time, handle what they gotta handle, and be there when they're supposed to be there, and you know, and get the job done. And so that's how I approached everything, and you know, I owe that to my dad.
You know, my dad was a contractor, and he built homes and had a good reputation, and passed that on to me. And he always did what he said. He was always an honest contractor, and did what he said. And he started at the bottom just like me. You know, I started swinging a hammer and digging ditches and just like that for him. And so you've got respect for those guys all the way at the bottom. And he taught me back then, if you say you're going to do something, you got to do what you say. The biggest difference in us is, you know, we've got over 6,000 customers in our database right now, and any one of them can call me right now. There's situations where I know they're ready to spend $200,000 or $300,000 on something, but they really only need to spend like 7 or 8, and they've got bids stacked up sitting there. And I get there and I say, "Hey man, you know, this is just a little deal out here. Your roof's in good shape, and maybe I don't make as much money as the next guys, but I always tell them, you know, honestly how I feel like I try to treat people like I would like to be treated." We look forward to serving our customers, the ones we have now and the ones that we're going to get in the future. You know, my sons are coming up, and they're, you know, I'm kind of pedigreeing them in the business. But I'm gonna still go. You know, I'm gonna keep doing it as long as I can. But we're not going anywhere. We're gonna be around, and you can always call our phone, and somebody's gonna answer, and someone's gonna take care of you.